Hey guys, what's up? We're NASCAR in this shit today. High five for NASCAR beers. I threw around having a cocktail, but then I decided I have way too much shit to do after I record. We'll still have fun though, I promise. So grab your drink. Did you miss me? Are you guys having a good summer? We just got done with 4th of July here in the States, and we spent 4 days at our friend's lake place, and it was amazing. So I hope that you guys have all had a wonderful time since the last time you saw me. For those of you who are new or who somehow stumbled across this, my name is Chevyrell. I haven't done it for a few episodes, but I have a little introduction video. If you've not ever seen that, I'll put it up yonder. There should be like a little eye right there somewhere. And this is the stuff room. And we talk about many things here, mostly fiber related things, knitting, spinning, crochet. There's some sewing and other arts kind of thrown right on in there. So let's get into it. I have some FOs. The last time you saw me, I was at my friend Hopi's, which, thank you for all the love that you sent her. She is pretty amazing. Can you hear Olive pitter-pattering in the background? She's coming to say hi as well. Hopi is one of those friends that I have been friends with for many years now, and sometimes, you know, like life gets busy. We live in the same town, but, well, not really. I live in like a little rural suburb. You got it, Olive? Olive doesn't get around too well, and we have a baby gate like up that you can open the door, and so that that Ditto can't get in to the stuff room, because as you can see there's lots of stuff. And Ditto, for those of you who don't know, is our 3-year-old pit bull. And I joke that, well, actually I don't joke, it's true. And not to bring up old depressing shit, but for those of you, well, who wants an Olive sighting? Let's just do an Olive sighting real quick.
Pause for the FO.
This is Olive. Everybody loves to say hello to Miss Olive. I joke that we have an 11-year-old blind diabetic 3-legged pug with dry eye, and now, for those of you who missed it on Instagram, diagnosis of bladder cancer. Yeah, she's a tough little cookie, our little scratch and dent. She is way easier than her 3-year-old brother, the Dee pit bull Ditto. And if he was in here, he would be eating things. Hold on. But we have a permanent baby gate, like one of those that it has like a swinging door on it, and there's a little ledge, and she's pretty good for the most part of making it across there. For being blind, she totally knows where she is in our home all the time. To be honest, we sort of forget that she's blind because she's so good at getting around the house until we take her someplace that she isn't familiar, and then it reminds us that, oh yeah, she can't see. She doesn't know where she is. Anyway, what was I talking about before then? Oh, Hope and I have been friends for a long time, and I live in a little town just outside of the city. She lives on the exact polar opposite side as far as you can possibly be. So we're almost like county line to county line away from each other. So I joke that we, you know, when I drive to her house, I feel like I'm driving to the other side of the planet. But she's also one of those friends that no matter how much time has passed, and sometimes time passes, you know, hashtag adulting, we're busy. But no matter how much time has passed, we always pick right back up where we left off. And I know that many of you commented on doing that with your friends as well, and I think that it's really cool that we can have those types of people in our world. So thank you very much for all the super sweet comments about Hope. I will keep you posted as to her knitting shenanigans when she lets me know. I love that you guys are so awesome and supportive of all of my guests. I have lots of guests on this channel. I feel like you gotta switch it up a little bit, right? Anyway, when I was at Hope's house, I told you that I had spinning as a finished object. I am not doing, is it tour de fleece? Is that what they call it? All my friends are spinning right now. I am not, but I did get a little spinning done. This is an art bat, or was, it's not anymore, I suppose, from Pretty Funky Fibers. That is Helen over in Ireland. She gifted me an art bat on a past episode. If any of y'all are so inclined and I can find it, I'll go ahead and put a little eye there. If there's no eye there, I couldn't find it because I'll have to dig real deep in my show notes to find that. But this is it. Now, I have no idea how many yards I got. It is not very many. I want to say like 60 or something. I have no idea what the bat weighed because you know me. Who knows where that tag went? It was just a mix of many things. I think that there is some silk and bamboo-y type stuff in it. There is definitely wool. I spun it as a single ply. I did wash and thwack it. For those who are not spinners, when you wash yarn, you don't wash it like clothes. It's basically soaking your knits like non-superwash sweater or something. And then you never wring, you always squeeze. On a single ply, sorry, armpit shot. On a single ply, you're always gonna have a little twist. Prior to washing this, it had a lot of twist. But when you wash it and thwack it, which, did I thwack this? I didn't thwack this. Thwacking is when you take it when it's wet and like do that, but on something else. I did not thwack this. I did this, which I suppose some people might call thwacking. I did give it a couple good snaps, but I definitely like helicoptered it while it was wet, and it's okay. Because there is not very much yardage on it, it's super soft though, and I really like the way that it turned out. It crossed my mind to do a core spun, and just to be totally honest with you, I actually went to a friend's house for a spin-in. My friend Lorinda has a studio in another town, and they were having an art walk in her town. It was so much fun. I won't bore you guys with the details, but we sat out on the sidewalk and kind of watched all the people walking by spinning, and I thought about core spinning it. I was just being lazy, flat out, full stop. So I just spun it as a single, and that's what it is. I foresee this, honestly, being a tarot card pouch. I have not gotten that far. It'll probably be a little while. I don't know, but there you have it. Pretty Funky Fibers, go check her out. It is really freaking cool to think that I have some fiber from Ireland. Just saying. Thank you, Helen. My next FO is just for funsies. I made one for Dan and I both, and I totally just made it up, you know, as you do. How many of y'all have a screen in their car, like a touch screen, or even a dash? You know how like that shit gets dusty? Well, in the winter, I don't notice it as much because there isn't, you know, the sun. But in the summertime when there's sun, that dust, like you can't even see your screen. And I wanted something to dust that off with. And I thought, I'm gonna make myself a little duster. Isn't it cute? This is my hand spun. It's just a little tassel. Let me kind of show you how I made it. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows how to make a tassel, but maybe not. Maybe you don't know how to make a tassel. I'll show you how I did it. It was super professional. So first I went stash diving and just picked some hand spun. Now there is some Angelina in there, or Starlina, or Fire, whatever that sparkly shit is. I don't know. I can't ever keep it straight. I feel like there's 2 words for it, which probably is not the best thing to dust with, because I imagine that it's kind of like little scratchy metals, right? I mean, I'm not cramming it into my, you know, I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. Every time I do that, I feel like Mickey Mouse when he was the wizard and the brooms were like The brooms were sweeping the floor for him. Flashbacks to Fantasia. Has anyone ever seen that movie? I'll tell you, my dad took us to the theater to see it, and I was all excited because I thought I was going to be watching a cartoon, right? I mean, yeah, it is a cartoon. Spoiler alert, for those of you who haven't seen it, there are no words, 0 words in the whole thing. So I fell asleep, but I did see the Mickey Mouse part in the broom. Anyway, first you get your yarn. Then you have to find something to wrap around, like you wrap the round, blah, blah. You have to find something to wrap the yarn around. What super professional tool can I find to make this badass dusting tassel? And hello, I mean, come on now, right? This is perfect. So I just wrapped, here I'll even give you a super professional tutorial because you know I'm like that. So I just held it. You wrap it around a bunch of times, right? Then you pull it off there and you hold it like this. You hold it straight. So there's the loop. You hold it and then you still have your yarn attached. I didn't know I was gonna be doing a demonstration. And you wrap it really tight around, like so, okay? You keep doing that until the length you want, and then you just fold it down and wrap it around the base and take a tapestry needle, and there you have it. And then I cut so that the loops were undone, and I made Dan and I both one. No more dusty dashboards for us, so I called it the dashboard duster.
That'd be FO number 2.
FO number 3. Are you guys ready? Are y'all ready for this? Check it out. Okay, it's a high-low. This is the Ives sweater by Jared Flood. It has exposed seams, love it. It has this super cool cowl neck and it folds over, amazing. It is knit this way, as you guys can see. Then you pick up the sleeves and it's ribbed from here down, which I like a long sleeve, or it's tight enough that if you pulled it up, you're good. It has, what do they call this? A drop sleeve, I think they call it. So you have this like armpity thing happening. The only thing that I kind of am not in love with is how I seamed this. See it? How it's kind of funky. It said to not do an exposed seam down the side. I kind of wished I had. I did a mattress stitch. I'm not in love, but not enough to tear it out. I don't care. Here. I don't have my clogs on, so it's way not as fun. I am gonna take it off though because it's 100 degrees. It's not 100 degrees in my house, but this is 100% wool and it is warm. Okay, of course I will have to wait to wear my super cool outfit that I have planned for this, but that's cool because I'll be excited to wear it in the winter. My next FO, you guys have been seeing it all over the place. That's right. This is the Twisted Shirsty hat by Corrado Lark. He is pretty cool. I purchased the yarn at YarnCon 2019. The reason that I purchased it is because she had this sample knit up and I wanted it. So I asked her what the hat was and she said it's the Shirsty hat, the Twisted Shirsty hat by Corrado Lark. And I was like, shut up, I know that's in my queue. I just didn't know that's what it was. So it was fate. So it was in my stash, right? In my stash waiting to be knit. Then the hashtag Quiet Queers Craft Along came up and hello, perfect. So I sent Corrado a message and said, hey, would you care if I knit this for the Quiet Queers Craft Along? It's in my list. I would love to, you know, like show you some love, blah, blah, blah. He said, yes, of course. The pattern is super cool. And now it has hair all over it. It is a very simple twist. I don't know if you can see those. You don't need a cable needle or anything. I mean, I suppose you could use one if you wanted one, but you wouldn't have to. I didn't. It's a bulky weight yarn, fast knit, and it's one of those knits that is simple, but not so simple you're bored. It gives you just enough sort of variety while you're knitting to keep you interested, but not so much that you can't like pay attention. I watched, I don't know, 3 episodes of Stranger Things maybe while I watched this. So, you know, like every once in a while when stuff's happening, you kind of look up at the television, you forget you're knitting, but then they start talking, you don't have to look, and then you can knit again. That is how this pattern is. So back to Corrado, because he's amazing. I get a message from him and was like, dude, I'd love to donate one of my ebooks to the podcast as a giveaway. How sweet is that? And this is what I thought we would do because he's so stinking nice. For viewers of the podcast, in conjunction with the Quiet Queers Craft Along, I was gonna say giveaway, which there are giveaways, but in conjunction with the Quiet Queers Craft Along, for our viewers, us, Chevyrell Stuff viewers, you can double dip. If you are knitting a Corrado Lark pattern for the Quiet Queers Craft Along, go ahead and hashtag it Corrado is awesome. That's right, Corrado is awesome. If you are not on Instagram, and if you are not partaking in the Quiet Queers Craft Along, I will open a Ravelry thread so that everyone can participate. I'll just title it Corrado is awesome. If you want to place your entries there, I will do a drawing on August 16th. That is a day after the Quiet Queers Craft Along ends. It ends on the 15th. So sometime on the 16th, I'll draw a name and let you know. I'm pretty lax on rules. Just have a picture either on the Ravelry thread that I make for the giveaway or hashtag it Corrado is awesome on Instagram. It does not have to be an FO. It just has to be a Corrado pattern. So if you don't finish it by the 16th or the 15th, no big whoop. Just get it entered by then and you'll be in the drawing to win one of his ebooks. So thank you, Corrado. You amazing man, you, and go show him some love. That was my last knitting FO. However, I started dabbling in a new to me craft, okay? I have no idea how this started. It was a combination of things falling in place at the right time, blah, blah. I am so loving it. And to be honest with you, my knitting has taken a back seat a few evenings because it is all I can think about. It's all I want to do. Let me show you. If you are Logan, who is my sister-in-law, shut it off and go away because this is your birthday present. I'm pretty sure you're not going to see it. The plan is to give it to her this weekend. Today is Thursday. I'm hoping to see her on Saturday, but just in case something happens, Logan, go away. I've kind of been keeping this on the DL because I didn't want her to know I was doing it. Aren't they cool? I've been soldering, you guys, or as some people say, soldering. I say soldering. I think Americans say soldering, other people say soldering. Like some people say aluminium instead of aluminum and Z instead of Z. I think it might be the same. But look, aren't they neat? Okay, this is Logan's, and this is just stained glass. You can't really see it through it. This is just a piece of stained glass. Dan's dad dabbled in stained glass. I shouldn't say dabbled. Dan's dad wanted stained glass windows in his home, and they are ridiculously expensive. So dude just taught himself how to do it and made the windows that he wanted to make. And he had all these samples, and this piece of glass is just a sample piece. And Logan's favorite color is blue, so that's why she's getting this one. Then I played around with like this. This is spoken for, and then I don't know if you guys remember these or not, but that is a coxcomb or celosia that, sorry for the glare, goodness, a celosia that I dried and pressed. I think I shared it on Instagram that I did that, and I just pressed it between the glass. I am having an absolute blast doing this. I have so many ideas in my head, I can't even stand it. Now, because all of my equipment was hand-me-down, the soldering gun that Darl had was, I think for bigger project, it's super, super hot, and you can't adjust the temperature. Well, I need to be able to adjust the temperature to do some of the things that I want to do. So Dan ordered me a new soldering gun. So I have a lot of other ideas. Those were just the first 3 that I kind of played around with. I have a lot more started though. To show you a couple things that are not finished, I don't know if you guys remember these or not, but these, I'm gonna break them again, are pieces of my grandma's teacups. I'm going to make necklaces for like my aunt, my cousins, my sister out of Grandma Nada's busted teacups. So while the bird broke the teacups, it's gonna turn into something really cool. So I'll show you those when I'm done. This is what I'm really excited about, and I hope to make more of them, right? This is a swatch. I just cut it up. This is a swatch that I did a long time ago. I save all my swatches, and I'm going to, I have a whole bunch of ideas. What better way to use your swatches, right? How much fun is this? I'm so excited. So that's my new venture, guys. What do you think? Are you as excited as I am? Because I'm pretty excited. It's one of those things that it's all I can think about the whole time I'm at work is I want to come home and create stuff. You know what's next? Whips! I did just a little bit of work on my Moon Moth Pinkeep pattern. However, in typical Chevis fashion, I got all this black done, or most of this right here done. Well, I got over here, I'm off. So I have to rip back, which you don't rip back, you cut back or whatever you do back, and figure out where my mistake was, and I just haven't had time yet. I know the next time that I pick this up is going to be me playing fix it. My next whip is Ditto's sweater. I haven't shown this book, I don't think, on the last couple episodes. This is Dogs and Knits. I got it on like deep discount. It was $8 from, it looks like Hobby Lobby, years and years ago. Let me show you what I'm knitting. It's called the Icelandic something. Icelandic Beauty. This is it right here. I am like right here. The last time y'all saw this must have been right here. So I went this much, and I've separated for, you know, whatever. So this is the back, and then I'm ready to put in that next color, so I'm almost done. Here's the top of it. Of course, I need to block it. This is all acrylic. These are, well, not all acrylic. The scraps are not acrylic. This is acrylic though, and this is superwash. So for Ditto, I think it'll be fine. Hopefully next time you guys see this, it'll be finished. My next whip is Mama Jean's cowl, and do I have it? Yes. This is the Getting Warmer cowl by Espace Tricot. It looks like that. I am on the decreases. I have started up into the garter. It's not really much, I mean, you just do it in the round. Last time you guys saw it was that green marker right there, so I have gotten quite a bit done on it. I am to the point where I need to attach another skein of yarn. So here again, hopefully this will be done the next time you guys see it. It is so squishy and soft. The yarn I'm using for this is Loops and Threads acrylic because Mama Jean's gonna wanna wash it and stuff, but it is so squishy. My next whip is also a new cast on. My Uncle Tim mentioned in passing many moons ago that he would like a monster. He lives in Florida. He probably thinks I completely forgot about it. I asked him what kind of monster he was looking at. He sent me a picture on Ravelry, or not Ravelry, on Pinterest. Uncle Tim, if you have not received this yet and you want to be surprised, shut it off because he does watch the podcast. He's very supportive. He's super cool. He's very into art. His house could be on Better Homes and Gardens, like in one of the spreads. I shit you not. It's super cool. Like his eye for design is awesome. I think I've mentioned him before actually, but he sent me a picture of this monster. Well, I found it. His name's Lutz and he's by Pamela. I can't read. Paula, not Pamela. Paula Schramm. Isn't he cute? Look at him. Okay, this is all scraps, and I am this far. I do not remember what either the black or the gray is. Actually, let me show you. This is obviously going to be his mouth. This I know is pashmina, and that's what I used for my boxy. So there's some cashmere in it. This is superwash. This is a fingering, I know, and then this is a sport weight. So he does kind of flare out a little bit, but I think it gives him character, and I kind of like that. Now, this is a paid for pattern. I can't remember how much. I think it's just under $5 if I remember correctly. I don't know how much secret sauce I'm going to give away, but you can obviously see that there is a zipper sewn in, and then there's like, he's stuffed, and there's this little, the zipper works, and his tongue comes out of there. So I have to like sew this little pouch thing and all of that. So that's where I'm at. I need to, which is part of what I want to do after I get done recording. I need to find the fabric and sew like a little pouch, and then this is his tongue. Oh my God, I'm so excited, you guys. He's gonna be adorable. Okay, so you sew the tongue, the little pouch thing somehow, and the zipper, and that all works like somewhere in there, right? Then I have the arms done, which they look like pencil socks, don't they? Aren't they cute? His arms match the middle of his body, right? Then you pick up for his legs. I will say for a paid for pattern, it's not, there's a part that's unclear that I wish she would have worded a little better. You knit from the bottom up, and then here it says, put on 2 needles for Kitchener stitch. Then it has you move on to the tongue. So I Kitchenered it, right? Yeah, well, no, she has you Kitchener the top of the head later. And I was like, well, whatever. I'll just stuff it from the bottom. But then reading it, I can see where it will be easier in the way she has it constructed, maybe to have the head open. I'm going to try and not have to pick out this Kitchener, but I just wish it would have been a little more clear. Even if she would have said to Kitchener later, you know, put half the stitches on one needle, half the stitches on the other needle on hold for later. You know, because she didn't say put them on hold for later, and she didn't say to put them on stitch holders. She said to put them on the needle to Kitchener. Actually, let me, just to make sure I'm not lying, cut the yarn, leaving a tail that is long enough to graft the 2 sides of the head together. So I suppose some of you may have read it as leave for later, but I was like, well, I'll just Kitchener them. And of course I didn't read ahead until after I was done Kitchenering. But usually they say, you know, to graft later. I don't know, maybe that was my mess up. I just like things real clear. And that was a little fuzzy, but that's just my opinion. I'm just saying, y'all, if you do this, maybe don't Kitchener it until she tells you, which is at the end of the pattern. And I know I'm supposed to read ahead in the patterns, but I didn't. I don't. Always. Sometimes I do. Like for big projects, I didn't read ahead for this little dude. So that's that. My goal, today's Thursday, my Uncle Tim is in town from Florida at my mom's in Ohio. We're going there on Saturday. This episode will not be up by the time he sees it. I'm hoping to have this completed by Saturday. So you guys might just see a picture of the finished object and not the actual finished object, as long as everything works out to my diabolical plan. No. Leave your sister alone. Get out. See what I mean? At least he didn't eat anything. Dan just let him in from outside. So anyway, hopefully the next time y'all see this, it will be completed object. But it might just be a picture of it. That is it for my whips. That's all the knitting, folks. Now, I do want to mention my Icelandic Beauty, which is Ditto's sweater, the Getting Warmer cowl, and the Monster, Lutz, would all qualify for Barbara from Flame and Fibre podcast and Leslie from Not Quite Enough Yarn, Barbara and Leslie's current make-along. That is the Stash Down make-along. Craft from Your Stash. The Craft from Your Stash make-along. And that is, if y'all want to enter, or if you guys, just a reminder, it is a year-long make-along. And if you're making something, you can go to either one of their Ravelry groups, as well as do the hashtag, which is, I believe it is StashCal 2019. If it isn't, I'll put it down below, but I think it's hashtag StashCal 2019. I believe that they're only drawing prizes they're drawing quarterly. Well, gosh, sorry, I don't know. You'll have to go to their pages and look. I know that Barbara, because I just watched her podcast today, who is cross-stitching. I'm an enabler. I enable people. I like it. Anyway, I just watched Barbara's podcast today, and I know that she draws quarterly. I don't know how often Leslie is drawing for prizes, but then I think that there might be a big one at the end of the year. Not totally positive. Go watch those gals. But in order to qualify for that make-along, your yarn has to have been in your stash in 2018, and you had to cast it on in 2019. And all three of those whips that I just mentioned qualify. So I'm guessing that some of the stuff y'all are knitting qualify for that as well. So, you know, I'm looking out for my peeps. So if you want to go enter to win some cool shit, head on over there and do that. Next up, I have received some pretty cool gifts. People are amazing, just saying. Now, this first gift was a complete, total surprise. Total surprise. Stephanie from Winterberry Yarns, which is a yarn shop well, not just a yarn shop, she does other things, but I think it obviously mostly a yarn shop because it's Winterberry Yarns in Columbia, New Jersey, which if I'm ever up in that area, I will for sure go to because it looks really cool. She watches the podcast, and back when I mentioned my Dropcloth Sampler, which, let me get it. I haven't worked on it in a while because, you know,
Squirrel.
I have way too much stuff in my head and not enough hours in the day. But let me get it. Hold on. This is my Dropcloth Sampler. Now, I really do need to get some more stitches on it. Dang it. This is all done over here. So I have this and this. That's all I have left to do. This is, the Dropcloth Samplers are by Rebecca Ringquist, and I have had this for a while. I work on it a little at a time. To be totally honest, the reason that this is taking me so long to do is because I'm just not comfortable with it. And when I say not comfortable with it, I mean it takes a lot of brain space for me. Like, I really need to sit down and think about the stitches and what I'm doing. It's not like knitting where I can just pick it up and go and watch TV. I really need to spend time. It takes more brain space. So unfortunately, it gets pushed to the back burner because for me, it's not as easy as some of my other projects. The reason that I'm bringing it up is because Stephanie saw this on the podcast and loved them and got a hold of Dropcloth Sampler. I don't know if it's Rebecca herself or the website or whatnot, but she started carrying them at her yarn shop. In her yarn shop, at her yarn shop, in her yarn shop. Yeah, anyway, she started carrying them. So she got a hold of me and said as a thank you, she wanted to send me a thank you because she didn't know what they were until she saw them on the podcast, and now she's carrying them in her shop. And I was like, oh, I mean, you don't have to do that. Thank you. That's super sweet. You know, and I gave her my P.O. Box number, and I just thought she was going to send me a thank you card. I don't know, like something little like, hey, thanks for mention, whatever. I thought she was just going to send me a thank you, right? You guys, I mean, she spoiled me rotten to the point that I feel bad. Like, I'm not worthy. Is that Wayne's World? This is her card. There's her contact information. My camera doesn't like to focus that up close. Of course, everything will be linked in the show notes below. She sent, and I've purposely not opened this because, well, the one thing, because I wanted to show you guys obviously before I got into it, and I wanted to make sure I didn't lose anything. She sent me a ball sack. What? And it's hers. Look at her cute little tag. This is unlike any ball sack I've ever had. You know why? It's elastic. And it has owls on it. Y'all know I love me some owls. Look, my friend Becca gave me this. It's a little planter. I have a ball of yarn in it right now. But look, it's almost the same. How weird is that? Anywho, ball sack, elastic. Then she sent me another Dropcloth sampler that is different than the one that I have. So now I will have two, which is awesome because I could not decide on that one whether I wanted it to be a wall hanging or a pillow. I was kind of throwing around both. Well, shit, now I can have both. Now I can have a pillow and a wall hanging. Sorry for the glare, but this is what that one looks like, right? Isn't that, like, I already feel like that's too much. She sent more, right? She sent the puppies treats. She must be tired. Her ears didn't even perk. And look, I love it when people love my babies. I love my babies too. So this is berry powered dog treats, anti-inflammatory, boosts immune system, all natural recipe, and it's boosted by bananas, raspberries, and blueberries. Let me just give Olive one. Holy, they smell so good that, like, you might want to eat them. Oh my God, they smell like cookies. Are you sure these are dog treats? It says dog treats right on the thing. Bark box treat. It came in a bark box. Oh, come on now. You guys, they seriously smell so good. Let me give one to Olive. Hey, Olive. Stephanie got you a treat. You can smell it already. Here, it's up here. What you thinks? That's big, isn't it? Here, let's, oop. Here, it crumbles. Oop. Well, you gotta eat it. She's just gonna lick it up off the floor. I'm gonna have to mop. You eat it. Oh, there you go. Good girl. Is it Olive approved? I think she likes it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Say thanks, Stephanie. Good stuff, huh? The mom thought it smelled good. Okay, so the scene has totally changed because when I came back, the lighting was like all effed up. Watch. When I'm on this side, and I've done everything to change it. I don't know. We're just gonna keep on going. That's not even it, you guys. Stephanie, this is so much, and I am just so very thankful of the kindness of people, and I don't take any of it for granted. I super appreciate everybody who chooses to spend time with me. I do not expect anybody to send me anything. I promise you. I enjoy doing this. I have a lot of fun doing it. It is really nice to feel appreciated, even though all I did was show you something. Like, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just at a loss for words. She sent me this, you guys. This is her yarn. So now I did not get a hold of her and ask her. I was just so flabbergasted. Completely, totally flabbergasted by this. This is her yarn. That is her label. So I don't know if she dyes it or if somebody else dyes it for her, like in-house. First off, these are my colors. As a Pisces, blues and greens are my jam. There is some purple in there, purple and gold. This is, so many things about this. This is mohair. I have never had mohair before. This is my first skein ever of mohair, so I'm really excited about it. This is Kid Silk Mohair 7228. Well, mohair silk 7228, 1 ply, 459 yards in the Cosmos colorway, which, hello, spot on. That is totally Cosmos. Awesomeness. I'm sorry about the lighting. I feel bad. It gets dark and then it gets light. I have the blinds closed because I was so washed out. This is her fingering, sock, superwash merino nylon, 7525, 463 yards in the Blueberry colorway. Which, what a great name. That makes me want to eat blueberry. That makes me want a bowl of cereal. Then this is her Donegal, that's how you say that, right? Yeah, Donegal DK, 231 yards, 85 superwash merino, 15% neps, because it's a tweed. See that tweedy awesomeness in there? By the Lake is the colorway. Now, never knit with mohair before, but am I right in thinking that I would like knit with this and then hold the fingering and the mohair together? I was excited to ask you guys because I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. So is there, sorry if I shook the camera. Is that the thought? Like, is there a pattern that I'm unaware of, since I've never had mohair, where you do like a DK and then you hold a fingering and mohair double? Let me know. I'm so very excited about this. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I love her labels. So go check out Winterberry Yarns. I would love to go to her shop in person sometime. She does carry the Dropcloth Sampler patterns. She obviously does yarn. Her website does show inside her shop, which looks amazing. If y'all are close to there and get to visit it IRL, I'm jealous. Maybe someday I'll make it up there. Let me know if there are any patterns that I'm unaware of for these yarn babies. I feel like I'm channeling the Little Mermaid with this or something. I can't wait to use my ball sack with the elastic. I am just spoiled rotten. Thank you, Stephanie. Even for thinking about the pups. Like, much love from Indiana. Then I received another gift from Christina, who is Fog and Pine. I hope she doesn't care that I say that on Instagram. Christina, if you care, I'm sorry. I sort of knew I was getting this. Sort of. First off, she sent me this super cute note. Look at her notepad. It's paint samples. Isn't it cute? Pantone paint samples. The backstory here is in March, she went to Edinburgh, which, you know, I did not. I would love to someday if the stars align correctly. But after we got the quote from the contractor for the front of our house and found out that we can't do our kitchen this year because we get to spend our money on stupid not fun shit instead of fun shit like a kitchen, I don't see myself going to Edinburgh anytime soon. But maybe someday before I die. So I have to live vicariously through others. She posted this on one of her stories while she was there, and I commented, I so need that in my world. I need that in my life. Like, it is me to a T. She said, I'll grab you one. And I was like, you don't have to do that. Like, I totally love it. Thank you so much for thinking that, but you don't have to. She's like, no, I will. Well, then I forgot about it completely. Last week, or actually earlier this week, I got snail mail from Christina, and she sent it to me. I mean, right? Now, the reason that this is so, it's a bag for those of you, a tote for those of you who don't know. I'm sure those of you who went to Edinburgh knew, like, saw this. One of the reasons that this is so unbelievably cool is because I'm a psychology major. I did not start out as a psychology major. I was taking like business admin or something. And I took a criminal psychology class. And in that criminal psychology class, we basically dissected serial killers. And I am in love. I've watched like every show on Investigation Discovery. I love all crime stuff. I love Criminal Minds. You guys are gonna think that I'm probably crazy and psychotic myself, but the more psychotic, the better. There really isn't anything that can get me ramped up. Like, I love the psychology of people who are sort of twisted, okay? It's my gig. So when I saw this, look at the Freddy Krueger. I went blank there for a minute. The Freddy Krueger hand. It's so totally me. And when I got it, I was like, like I squealed. My mom is the same exact way. I told her about it. So I'm very, very excited about this bag. Of course, she had to go above and beyond. She also sent me, and what did she say? Let me read what she said. It was so cute, her wording. Oh wait, I thought she wrote it in her letter and there's a tag on the bag. Look at this. First off, I'm sort of obsessed with these things. Remember my pillow that I have that is like all normal one way? Wait a minute. Ooh, it's right here. Hold on, let me show you my pillow. I've shown it to you before, but in case you missed it, right? It's all gold and gold, right? But then you do this. I don't really fucking hate people. I mean, sometimes I do. I definitely like to say I do, because some people are just not nice. Just be nice. How hard is that? So, but I play with it all the time. Now, I have a notions pouch that does it. And the tag, look at her big tag. It says, because we all need a bag that blinds us with holographic sequins. I mean, Christina gets me. Can I just say? She gets me. That's pretty much spot on. Then in the bag, and she wrote on the card a few extra goodies because I said so. Woman of Wonder. It's an iron-on patch, which I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to put it on. And then she got me an enamel pin. It's just a moon phase. You guys know I'm obsessed with moons. Ugh! You guys are freaking awesome. Christina, thank you so much. The fact that I have something from Edinburgh just warmed my heart, and then I get other goodies. I mean, come on. Ugh. So I just cannot even say how thankful I am for, honestly, it's for the fact that because of your awesomeness and because the podcast has put me in touch with so many nice, heartfelt, just all in all good humans walking the face of the planet, it really does restore my faith in humanity on those really bad days. Whether it's small stuff, big stuff, global stuff, there's just some really shitty stuff that happens on this planet on the daily. And when people show their kindness, even if it's just commenting on a video saying, hey, I love that you make me laugh, I read every single one of those, and I appreciate the fact that in my days when I feel like there are not enough hours in it to get all the stuff done that I want done, and to know that there are tons of podcasts that people can watch, and the fact that y'all choose to spend your time with me, am I crazy? I very much appreciate it. And then for people to send me cards and gifts and thank yous, and it blows my mind. And I very, very genuinely send much love and all the positive vibes out into the universe for you. That being said, we'll end on me showing love, a shout out. Dee is a longtime viewer, Dee Thompson. She has commented on my videos since the beginning. I see her comment on other podcasters' videos that I watch. She is a longtime viewer of podcasts, not just mine, and has started her own podcast. It is Knit Purl Squirrel, and Squirrel because, I always say Squirrel because I go off on tangents. She's kind of the same. Her podcast is different format. She doesn't do the FOs, whips. A lot of her podcasts, sorry, I keep doing this. It itches for some. I wonder if that means I'm getting a zit. Anyway, she does not do standard format. There's sometimes that she'll take you on her shopping trips to Hobby Lobby. She's actually going through Tom Sawyer chapter by chapter right now. She talks about some yarn she get goodies that people send her in the mail. She talks about being a grandma. So it's kind of all over the place. She's from South Carolina, I believe. And if she lived closer to me, I can totally see us stitching and bitching. So if you're looking for somebody new to watch, a new friend to make, she will comment back. She reads all her comments. She loves hearing from people. So if you're looking for somebody new to watch, go check her out. Tell her I sent you and that I said, hey, girl. And on that note, thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And keep on sending your awesome into the world, because I've really been feeling it a lot lately in times when I think a lot of people need their faith restored in humanity a little bit. The smallest positive makes huge differences that you don't even know in people's worlds. You don't know what they're dealing with. It could be as simple as telling a stranger at Michael's that you love their dress. So just do it. Be nice. Hashtag be nice. And that's what I'll leave you with. So, peace.